Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Pride Month is coming on, and I forgot to make a fucking video for Pride, which unfortunately has broken my somewhat yearly tradition of doing a video relating to Pride each year. So if you'll excuse me, this month has been very hard for me. Let's do a video relating to some gay shit. Life is Strange Double Exposure is a game that's going to be coming out soon, and in the spirit of that, I wanted to talk about the other Life is Strange games. What do I mean by that? I'm going to fucking rank these bitches. All fucking 4 of them. Even though it crushes my heart that I can't say this is a top 5, because I didn't want to toss Tell Me Why on the list, because I didn't know if it was an official Life is Strange game. I mean, it's made by the same company, has the exact same fucking vibes of it all, and is probably the Life is Strange True Colors that we all truly needed. Like an actual good game. Go play it if you can. I think it's still free. But yeah. Getting into this, purely my opinion, just gonna be me spitballing, brain on the fucking counter. I'm just putting my brain on the counter saying this is how I feel about this shit. Now, there's also gonna be some caveats. I'm mostly gonna delve into how I feel about certain characters, the story overall, its general impact, and how memorable the titles are. If I can't remember what the fucking plot of your game is, I don't think it's really that good of a game. I will also be discussing each game's DLC. I didn't want to say they would have an impact on the rating, but it probably did. Anyway, also I'm going to be experimenting, so bit different editing in this video. I'm going to try some editing shit. I'm going to make it look nice. So anyway, let's get into the ranking. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This was a very easy top 4 spot. I fucking just despise True Colors. I really do. I really do. I probably just lost all the views. But yeah, I do not like True Colors at all. Some aspects of it, I guess I'm gonna immediately usurp that and say, there's some aspects of the game I like. Some lines I enjoy. It seemed like the cast had a fun time making this game whenever you see behind the scenes shit. I thought it was very nice to bring back some of the characters from the first game, but not make it like a first game is the best way to say it. And if I ever make a video talking about Double Exposure, I enjoy it when a game has its own identity and is separated from the other games, but still includes sort of bits and pieces. I like that. And Steph as a character, I like her character. Even though her fucking DLC sucks. I'm saying that right now. The fucking Wavelength DLC, I hate it so much. I get D&D was a huge thing during COVID. I was not one of those people who played D&D during COVID. I wasn't one of those gays that played it. I am gay, and I have plenty of friends who play D&D. That was not me, dog. And Jesus fucking Christ, the D&D section in this game was really boring. And then you have the DLC, which is just giving life advice to people with a D20. I think the main thing I hate about this game is there's so much missed opportunity. The reason I like Life is Strange is because it's a mix of wholesomeness and very fucked upness and true realism. And a lot of like some parts of it just seem either out of order or they just wasted their time like twiddling their thumbs to make a game. First off, the power in the game, I thought it was like okay-ish, but also it's kind of shitty if you give your character the ability to basically lobotomize people of their emotions, because essentially Alex Chen, who is our main character, is like an empath on crack, because she can not only read people's emotions, like she can feel them, interpret them and shit, which I like that's understandable. But then she has the option to like just lobotomize people's emotions and shit, which I think is very fucked to do that. I don't know, I feel like you could have done something more artistically enjoyable, like maybe have her see the world in abstract views depending on what emotions, and seeing either memories or seeing like how people deal with that shit. You could have involved like D&D in that shit, like taking some inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons and created these adverse settings within like mindscapes and shit. That would have kicked ass, not gonna lie. And then the sort of traditional fucked upness of Life is Strange does occur at like the end. First off, it's done through these weird flashbacks that come out of nowhere, and I don't think they want to make actual character models for the kids, but the flashbacks, they do have some heart. They do have some good stuff. It's enjoyable, but it's also, I feel like essentially you have to, in the activity, match up what the past happened, I believe. Like you have to do certain things in a certain order to get the full cutscene, and you play them as their adult character models. So you see Gabe, her brother, who fucking died in the first episode, but his death was really funny, so I didn't want to mention it till now. And you have to like do them as adults and stuff. You have to fucking sync up the memories as adults. And I'm fine with that, but it would have been really nice is we had transitioned from when you completed it to seeing yourself in the eyes of the child version. I feel like that would have improved the game drastically. It's also the twist comes out of fucking left field, because you find out, by the way, spoiler alert for all of the fucking games. I forgot to finish that at the beginning. All the games, spoiler alert. You find out like the barkeep who has been helping this whole time is actually the guy who caused a collapse or caused people to die in a collapse, which I get that to an extent. But that just came out of fucking nowhere. nowhere, dude. And there was no expansion on that. And the final decision, because all these games usually have a final decision, is you have to try to win an argument. What, you have to appease people in the town and shit, and then eventually you just go into the guy's mind and just be like, hey, you're a fucking dickhead and you killed my dad, to which then he has a mental breakdown. And one aspect I'll give it to this one is the relationship decision in this one isn't drastically one-sided. Like, of course most people are gonna go for Steph, but you still have like the option for the other guy to be like a great character. You know, a lot of the other games, some of the other games is just like, nah, you're choosing the gay one. You're choosing the gay relationship, which I'm chill with. Also, this might be a slight tangent. They do nothing with Steph's past, even though there's so much you could fucking unravel with that. Like, that's the thing. The DLC, you could have made that about like Steph moving on with her life after, like, either, depending on, once again, you can have the player choose, did you sacrifice Arcadia Bay? And they can be like, oh, why do I need to say that, yes or no? Did you sacrifice Arcadia Bay, yes or no? Like they did in Life is Strange 2. You could have had the DLC be like, fucking Steph having to deal with either one of those actions, you know what I mean? And each playthrough could be like, you have 2 different playthroughs right there, you know, replayability of her like transitioning to get to Colorado and dealing with stuff like her band member and stuff that they allude to, and I think is like the only trans character in this game, and all we get is audio stuff, which that's an easy way to be very progressive and stuff. Square Enix / Deck 9 Games, have a trans character be one of the main characters in your game. Well, that is just Tell Me Why. Just go play Tell Me Why. That's all I'm gonna say about True Colors. Is just play Tell Me Why. It's a much better game. It's also, I like the setting of I will do a separate video on Tell Me Why, because I enjoy that game a lot. But yeah, anyway, 4th spot. The only other thing I'll say that's good about this is at least we're getting more merch for the games, except the only like merch I'm actually wanting to get from this is Etsy stuff for Life is Strange 2, and then like any of the collectible shit. Like if y'all have the collector's edition to Life is Strange 1 or Life is Strange 2, please hit me up. I will pay an absurd amount. I will. From the Twitch money. Go follow the Twitch down below. Anyway, let's go on to the next one. So, gonna be real with y'all, True Colors was an easy one to toss in last place. I didn't like it. But the rest of these is gonna be more of a quote-unquote controversial in my mind, just because I feel like I can switch them around. At least the top 2 I can easily switch around. But for 3rd place, I'm gonna give it to True Colors. Now, there is a few problems with True Colors, and that's sort of just because the character of Rachel Amber, I don't get why everyone loves her. I don't get it. Like, yeah, she's decent sometimes, and she's pretty cool at other times, but also sometimes she's just a bitch. There was nothing to her. There was nothing. I'm sorry. I might need to replay the first and Before the Storm again, but all my memory is just like, Chloe, you had a way better relationship with Max. I don't know why you're so attached with this Rachel shit. I'm sorry. I have to be like. But, so first off, big win. You're playing as Chloe in this game, which, you know, it's a great thing to do for a prequel. Established character. Everyone knows and loves. Has a lot of history you can go back and stuff. And we get a lot of that. We get a lot of world building within it, specifically Chloe, and it definitely makes the replayability of the first game like pretty good. Like I immediately want to replay the first game after getting this done. So good on you, developers. You did good job. You did good. You will notice I believe the voice actors is different in this one. I don't remember exactly why this happened, but the voice actors does return for the DLC, which we'll get into the DLC for this game. I can't really think of too many problems I have with the game. A lot of the character interactions are very funny. Instead of you having a superpower like in all the other games, you have the ability to win arguments and basically insult the shit out of people, which I think is fucking hilarious and awesome. Also, instead of taking pictures in this one, I'm sorry, I like this one. Instead of taking pictures, you have the ability to graffiti places, which I thought was pretty fucking cool. I like that. I think it was funny because there was also a Breaking Bad joke in there. I don't really have too much of a problem with the aspects of the story. I do believe near the end, it sort of gets all jumbled and stuff. I want to say like the final chapter like feels like you could easily split up into 2, and I think I mentioned this. It's a 3 chapter one compared to True Colors, which was 5 chapters, which felt like it was taking for fucking ever. Well, this one had so much in only 3 chapters. And also, I really hate the quote-unquote, like, straight partner or the nice guy character in this game. I'm fucking blanking on his name. He just looks like a standard white dude. He's really fucking annoying in this game, and I fucking hate him. Just like, dude, shut the fuck up, for Christ's sake. She was never into you. Catch a fucking hint. A thing I fucking love about this game is, if y'all know Life is Strange, Chloe's father died in a car accident and all that stuff. And you will get these reoccurring nightmares or flashbacks or like all that sort of shit with this game of like her coming to terms with her father's death and all that sort of shit, within this one, and like Max also leaving, which is such a good way to do that stuff, like showing us the other side to why she had so much turmoil and I guess distrust or like sadness towards, I don't know if like I'm using the proper words and stuff, towards Max in the first game, because there was definitely that animosity when Max re-entered Chloe's life. I feel like there was, I mean Chloe for Max, you know. And there's a lot of like really cool imagery with this. There's a lot of cool dream sequences with that, and just a lot of the shit that the first game did amazingly and they were able to replicate in this one, which I think did really well. There's actually a special so there's like a lot of theater with this one. Like, while the first game was a lot about, like, photography, this one's a bit more about theater. There is a really good, like, nightmare flashback dream sequence thing where, if I'm remembering correctly, Chloe and her father are on stage, and she has to sort of mime out, like, getting into the car and stuff, and then having this conversation with her father. And the way that they do this is so good. I feel like you could do this I feel like this could have been, you actually could have done this in, like, a real theater thing. And, like, if I ever get into writing, I want to write, like, a sort of scene with that within, like, my play. So, yeah, I think that's cool. I will say I kind of fucking hate the final choice in this one. It's not because like, 'cause the final choice in this one is whether or not telling Rachel the truth about her mother, which if you want to like get into the entirety of that, just go play the game. Like I said, it's only like 3 episodes, and you can actually find the collector's edition of this game in a lot of places. It's only like 30 or 40 bucks, which I bought it because, like I said, I like collector's edition shit. But that's not the problem that's not the thing I have a problem with. The problem thing is you have to select a particular sort of choices and stuff in like a final conversation with Rachel's actual mom to get the quote unquote true ending where Rachel meets her mother. It's a lot of weird shit. Like, you need to have like certain like items on you and stuff, and you have to get a certain amount of them right. I had to look up a fucking guide for this one because it was pissing me off. But that's just like, I guess, much more of a nitpick than an actual complaint. But yeah, especially like the ending, like the final scene of this game, after you get back like all the mushy gushy stuff, the final scene in this game and stuff, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but holy shit, was it like a punch in the fucking guts, nuts, and face. And getting into the DLC, I haven't really tapped into the DLC. The DLC you play is a young Max on the morning sleepover that you get to see in the first game. You get to play as Max, and you can do like a little adventure and stuff and all that. It's a bunch of cute little fun time. You know, she's trying to tell Chloe that she's moving stuff. Chloe already knows. And they have this like sort of like real moment where it's just like, we're gonna be friends, or, you know, we're gonna get past this and stuff, you know. And then you find out that in fact, and then you get to see where the police and Chloe's mom comes in to inform that Chloe's dad died in a car crash. And once again, it's punch and gut. You see like a funeral and stuff, and then like Max leaves Chloe a tape or like an audio recording telling, like, I think it's like telling Chloe to be strong and stuff, and telling them that like best friends and stuff, which I get like why Max did that, but that's also just a punch in the gut to Chloe. You know, dad died, friend left, fuck. Anyway, great one. I recommend you go play it. It's like really cheap if you buy the physical copy. On to the second place. So, if you come into my Twitch streams and stuff whenever I'm replaying these games, you'll know which one would be in number 1. Except I'm changing up. We're putting Life is Strange 2 in the second place. Now, here's the thing. Sean and Daniel, they are my boys. I will protect them. Protect the child. Keep them away from the weird cult that treats them like Jesus. But the only reason this isn't in first place is, I will say, replaying Life is Strange 1 recently, it was like perfection. And I'll delve more into it obviously when I talk about Life is Strange 1. But that doesn't mean Life is Strange 2 is bad. No, I think they're personally toe-to-toe with each other. And maybe a more recent playthrough of Life is Strange 2 will change that up for me. But yeah, Life is Strange 2 is great in my opinion. It's a fucking fantastic game. It's a fantastic standalone one that of course references, in the proper way of like being its own thing, it references the first game. Like, you at the beginning choose whether or not Arcadia Bay was destroyed, and you think it's like such a minute thing, and you don't really go back to Arcadia Bay. You sort of like, you see it at one point of like overlooking whether or not if it's pristine or hurricane destroyed it, or the tornado destroyed it and stuff. Sorry, I'm southern, so I say hurricane. I know there's a difference, but I don't give a shit. And you actually get to talk with Chloe's father, and depending on which one you chose, it's just like either he's mournful of the death of his stepdaughter, or he talks about like them going off in each other and the destruction that the town faced and all that. I think that's such a good way to reincorporate that stuff. Also, DLC for this game, Captain Spirit, fucking go to DLC, best DLC of the whole game and stuff. I'm not gonna say anything about it, but it hit me in the feels. If it's literally, you can play it for free on like Xbox right now. If you have an Xbox, go download it. It says demo, but it's the full DLC. Go play it. It's fucking amazing. I have a sticker pack. I need to rebuy them off Etsy when I have money, when I actually make money on this channel. Anyway, but yeah, Life is Strange 2. I will say the soundtrack soundtrack is definitely like, out of all the games, I get like a lot of people love the first one. The second game soundtrack just goes too hard. No Woman by Whitney when they're on the bus. Jesus Christ, I have actually cried to that song because it's such a fucking beautiful song. And then of course you got On Melancholy Hill. You know, you can't go wrong with Up on Melancholy Hill. The Gorilla song, it's a fucking banger song. Though I will say the one thing that the OG soundtrack has more is it does have Crosses and Mount Washington by local natives. Crosses actually by Joseph Gonzalez. If you have Spotify, you can download the albums and stuff, which I think are great in my opinion. The only thing I could say wrong about this game is it took me way too long to figure out how to get the 4 different endings, because there's 4 different endings to this game. It's based off of high morality stuff, and then also the decision whether or not to turn yourself over to police, because this game is a lot more action-packed, like traveling shit than in the first game. What it makes up for, what like it lacks in the sort of like mental shit of like seeing these memories and stuff and all that, it makes up for in being like extremely action-packed and once again extremely emotional. Like they kill a dog in the second episode. They kill Mushroom. They kill my homie Mushroom. It's so fucked. It also gets into extremely dark topics on its own, like losing a father. It's always the father in these fucking games. I don't know why it's always the father. Jesus shit. Who's a dead mom or something? What the fuck? Anyway, absent family members, dealing with dead family members, sort of growing up and becoming your own adult. Sexuality. Once again, there's the bisexual option. And another thing I hate is the only way you can get with Finn in this game, which I chose Finn because I'm fucking gay. Fuck you. Finn's my man. I literally have a Twitch emote that I got custom made. Like I said, go check out the Twitch. You have to help him with the crime. I'm not gonna say what the crime is, but you have to involve your brother in the crime, which gives you low morality, which I don't know if you can redeem yourself and actually get like the good ending with that. I'm pretty sure there's a way you can, but also I didn't want to look up a guide and do it the whole way. I just wanted to play the fucking game. But yeah, I like it. It's a really fucking good game. Plus like the brotherly bond in this game is like something else. It's something else. It's amazing. They are the Wolf Brothers. Another problem I have, and this is not even on the game, it's on the fucking merch team. I'm not getting the fucking Wolf Squad hoodie. I know it's from the game, but it's kind of cringe if I wear it, especially because I'm a 6'5" bodybuilder. I look like a basement dweller. I'm not wearing that shit. I'm just gonna buy stuff off Etsy. Support your local artists on Etsy. That's said like twice. Anyway, let's go into the obvious number 1 spot. Number 1 spot was kind of fucking obvious. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because Life is Strange is, in my opinion, out of all the games, the most perfect. Is that my favorite? Maybe, I don't fucking know. Once again, you could switch around Life is Strange 1 and 2 like in an infinite circle, and I wouldn't mind, just because I like both games. I do. I would say the only problem with this game is, I don't know, sometimes Chloe is just really fucking annoying. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes Chloe is really annoying. But the rest of the game, I actually genuinely like it. The villain in this game, the aspect of the power in this game, there's a reason this game won a lot of awards. The whole entire thing with about like going in alternate dimensions and fucking with the timeline and stuff. And I don't know why I love it when shows and movies and games have like sort of a countdown timer. Like one of my favorite shows, Umbrella Academy, has a countdown timer to when shit's gonna happen, and it sort of like puts everything in perspective. But yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit in this game. There's a lot of good psychological shit. I love that psychological shit. Y'all know I do. Favorite fucking games is psychological. I like me my Silent Hill. Anyway, once again, soundtrack kicks ass in this game. Solid one. I have this one. If I can find the fucking vinyl record or CD of this, I think I had the CD. It's over in the wall, but I don't want to go check because I don't want to get up from my chair. Anyway, a lot of the character decisions are great. Or a lot of the characters and character interactions are great. Another minus I'll give it is the fucking remaster is shit, in my opinion. What they're doing with the modern games is they're sort of, I don't know if this was just because it was like a low poly and stuff, or because they couldn't run on certain engines. I like the weird look of the older games. I like that, where it's not like exactly human. It's not super polished. I like it that way. I don't like this I don't like this fucking super polished shit that they did with True Colors and now they're doing with Double Exposure. Give me that artsy look, especially because you're dealing with an art student, which I also thought was interesting, because first time I ever played this was in my last year of high school going into uni. And look at me, I'm go into tech school instead of uni. Anyway, this game is just genuinely awesome and fucked up and dark. Like, you straight up, if you make the wrong choice when it comes to speaking, you can just accidentally let a girl just fucking drop. And then of course the romance between Chloe and Max. I get why people love it so much. But yeah, Life is Strange 1, certified hood classic. I don't care what any of y'all fucking say. Goated fucking game. Made sense why I have the awards. Every single time I replay it, I'm just like, damn, this is fucking good. And also, like, both endings, I'm okay with both endings coexisting. I prefer the one where Chloe dies though, just because it makes narrative and like sense within the story. But also, I guess, like, true love, you know, I guess that's number one. That gets the gold medal and a sticker and a star. Let's get to the conclusion. I don't know why I keep coming up with the conclusions to these videos. Maybe I just want to make the video longer and also allow for just random shit to be said. But thank y'all for watching. Once again, this is purely my opinion. Tell me your rankings down below and tell me how much of a dumbass I am. Please do. I read all the comments and I like most of them, even the shitty ones. I don't know if this is going to be completely what I'm going to be doing right now. Maybe I might open like a second channel. And if so, I will put the link down below. But yeah, I genuinely just enjoy like speaking my mind on this shit. I like doing that. And if this does pretty well, I'll do a video talking about Double Exposure or the what is it, Lost and Found, Lost Tapes, Lost Remix, I don't fucking know, that other one coming out. But yeah, truly I do enjoy. I know I shat a lot on True Colors and it deserves it. It's not a good game, but all these games, at least depending on if you're taking them serious or you're not taking them serious, are like fun to play. And go play Tell Me Why, because once again, really short, really cheap but fun game. It's like $0 most of the time. It's really enjoyable, I would say. But also Square Enix or fucking Deck 9 Games, if you're watching, literally next one, just make it a trans character. It's so easy. Just fucking do, or make one that's like deeply psychological. Do some fucked up shit, you know what I mean? Or if you're gonna do another game surrounding a character from Life is Strange 1, do it on a fucking rando, you know what I mean? A rando who saw that shit and doesn't feel like they are important in their own lives and stuff, like second character syndrome or something like that. I think that would be cool. I think that'd be nice. Anyway, if you guys want, I did actually do a solo review of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Not to, I think it was during Review Must, so it's probably like half a year now. I'll chuck that as the recommended video when it gets to like the iCard and stuff. But yeah, y'all have a good day, good night, good midnight, good midnight. I'll be seeing you on the next one. Make sure not to die. Bye-bye.